Hey guys, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Cut Shield, for bringing you this episode. Make sure you check them out on the link below and use the promo code for 25% off your order. Used by all 32 NHL teams and players, Cut Shield is the premier protective player clothing designed by players for players. Their innovative cut-resistant clothing has prevented serious injury to numerous players, including over 30 NHL players. Cut Shield gives you the peace of mind to go out and play without worrying about injury. Use our promo code Grove City Hockey, all lowercase and no space, for an additional 25% off your order today.
Now carried it in back into goal.
That was a beautiful passing play right there, Sean.
What a save! Woo! Talk about a move.
Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college. Incredible.
but we brought you on the GCH podcast to talk about all sorts of things. You got Dangle Dojo that you're got operating there, your business. You're still playing pro Inline. The last time we played together, it's probably the only time we played together, was in Chicago when you flew out and played with the Michigan Thunder for that weekend, and
that's so funny. It's the good old days, huh?
That was like 2009, 2010.
I always get like the cool thing about Facebook, right? It always comes out with like memories, right?
Yeah.
Like I got a memory from 10 years ago, Team USA, winning it over there in Cali. So I just love the updated stuff. But no, what a time! What a concept for a type of like league and stuff, right? How like there's the pro league and then you had like the co-ed as well, which was really cool.
That was really cool. It was a lot of fun too.
It was, good. And it was cool just to, being a hockey junkie, roller hockey junkie is like, just meeting everybody from across the pond, right? Like going to a different state and meeting all these people that just love roller hockey just as much as you do.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I don't know if you remember this, but you actually passed me the puck and I scored. Awesome. You were dangling behind the net. Everybody from the other team just rushed you, leaving me wide open, and even the goalie was just like, "There's nothing I could have done."
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
it must have been the Reebok hype. Huh? Everybody wanted to take me out.
Yeah, you had just signed your contract with Reebok at that time, if I'm not mistaken, and it was like you had just flown out. Maybe like 3 weeks after it was announced. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment in memory for me.
That is cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm like, I got that hockey brain, dude. Like thousands and thousands of games and passes and goals.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things. And then, but you had 10 goals for Pama at the Pama Pro Invitational, right? During the round robin.
Yeah, I
was
cracking
crazy.
I was cracking up with the boys. I was like, now I know why everybody wants to be on the power play. Easy goals, right? But no, there was one game I had. I went off. Like I had 2 goals in one shift, and then like 4 goals in one period. So I don't know. It's just one of those games where right place, right time, and it was kind of funny because the first 2 goals were backhand. Right. And then the last 2 were backhand. So it was almost like, how many backhand goals can I get? So we were talking about it on the bench too. It's like, right, next one I'm going to go is I'm going to fake it and then go backhand 5-hole,
That's awesome.
But it was cool, man.
So, Yeah, no. So tell us a little bit about Dangle Dojo, what that represents to you, and what you're trying to bring to the forefront here.
Wow. So I don't know if you saw the post yesterday, but we just got the warehouse next door now. So now it's going to be 3,000 square feet.
Oh, cool.
Right now I have 2,000 square feet of still mat. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
bought from Tim from State Wars.
Okay.
So we'll have 2,000 square feet now, which is going to be awesome. And then we're going to put a golf simulator in there for golfing,
Okay.
which my brother already has, and then like a little gym area, just kind of like free weights, boxes,
Yeah.
more like a stretching area. Put those ice baths in there, the portable ones, just so people can just kind of make it like our own little thing. And that's what I've been doing. I had the opportunity with the warehouse 2 years ago. I got the warehouse with my catering business for the film industry,
Okay.
and that's what's been funding the whole thing. And then so I paid for, like, long story short, I paid for a full year of rent, and I had the Dangle Dojo for myself for about a year without telling anybody. So I was training all the time whenever I had a chance when I was getting off work. And as soon as we won State Wars last year, I was like, you know what? I should open this to the public. And I had a few people in my ear saying, hey, this is like a good spot just to train. So I
Mm-hmm.
opened it up, and I did it for like 1 month, a trial. Well, 1 month paid for 4 months of rent,
Nice.
which was insane.
Yeah,
And so I had a lot of,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I had a lot of support from a lot of the ice hockey, roller hockey people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're used to paying private lessons, right? 40,
Yeah.
50, 60, $70. So for them, it was like, okay, new rink, prime time hours available. And so, yeah, we've been open not even like almost a year now. And I'm like, every time I go in there, I'm like, thinking ahead. I'm like, man, I want to have my own rink. I want to have my own rink. This place is too small.
Right.
And then yesterday, the lady moved out, and I asked my landlord, hey, is it available? He's like, yeah, it's yours. So I got the key yesterday, and now we're going to be able to knock down the wall and make that into a 2,000 square foot little practice facility. So the beauty about this thing is, for an example, anywhere in California, trying to get prime time hours anywhere for practice, this is like, it doesn't exist really. So everybody has like their in-house leagues and all that. So now that it's bigger, I can rent it out to practices and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
I can do, my idea was to have coaches memberships, so they can pay
Yeah.
me $200 to $300 a month. They can do as many privates as they want each month, and they can charge whatever they charge their clientele, and then I don't have to worry about it. So now that I've had it, man, I'm so happy that I've opened it up, because it's such a thing where, like, they're not available. Like, there's not many of these places open like this. So knowing that, like, we're like kind of its own little niche, it's pretty special that every day anytime like new people go in there, they just like get so stoked on it. So that's what keeps the fire going for me. And then now that the spot's bigger, I can only imagine like it's just going to be that much better with all the things that we can add now. So pretty excited about the whole thing. And it's just always wanted to have something like this when I was younger. Just never was thinking the right way of like actually doing it. And finally, just the opportunity of jumping into another business as far as like catering, it opened up my eyes to like, oh wow, like this can be something that I can do for roller hockey. And it kind of just fell in its place perfectly. So pretty excited what the hype is, with everybody's loving it, and everybody's all excited about the new expansion. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. Like, I can't wait to see more videos of what you guys are gonna create with that space that you were, and bringing that dream that you have to a reality. It's always cool to be able to see somebody with that type of vision, making their dreams a reality, like I just said. So now that the three big roller hockey pro tournament series are over, you guys went to tours. Did you guys go undefeated in the round robin there? I think you guys did.
Yeah, so that's how it usually works. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the competition, there's always these new teams coming in, right? So um, the way they set up the seating or the schedule, it's almost like the top four teams kind of get like an easy draw, just so the four teams can
Right.
meet up at the semifinal and all that. Um, but yeah, we we undefeated, but again, it goes like I think it's goals against. I'm not too sure,
Mhm.
goals against or goals forward, but we came in like I think second or third because there's like three undefeated teams.
Yeah, because you had I think Unify Black Ice was number one, Car Shield I think was number two, Pama you were number three.
Number three.
Yeah, and then I think Tours came in at number five, but they had lost their first round, I believe.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like the beauty about roller hockey these days. It's like whoever gets into playoffs, that's all. It's all that matters. It's almost
Yeah,
like the NHL in a way. Like there's no favorite. There are favorite teams all the time, but it doesn't really end up that way, right? It's like whoever
yeah,
brings it on Sunday, and it's whoever's vibing out and just feeling good and just gelling with their team. Usually, finishes pretty strong. So, or gets those good bounces too, because that always
right.
helps as well, right?
No, for
So,
sure, for sure. Yeah, because
but
but yeah, you guys ended up losing to I can't think of the team that you guys lost to on that one.
who did we lose to? This goes. We lost a car shield, I think. Did we lose a car shield?
Was it? I thought you lost to Car Shield at Narch Pro.
No, Narch, we beat them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we came back. They were beating us 3-0, and then we came back and beat them 4-3. It was a sick comeback. It was like that was an unreal game. But yeah, I forget who we lost to. I think we did lose to. Yeah, I think we did lose the car shield
Okay.
at Tours because it was like redemption game at Narch,
There you go.
and so that's why we were hoping like if we would jump into State Wars, we beat Black Ice. We played the Northwest or North Park team. Um, we beat them
Yeah,
in
that
round robin.
that team kind of surprised me because they took out Tour, I think, and then or they upset Black Ice. And then they were in the playoffs, and they really just surprised me because I had never heard of that team. But that's the beauty of like you said, the beauty of the game is like it doesn't matter what you guys do leading up to that playoff round. It's whoever's dialed in. I mean, look at Car Shield with, when Redmond went down, they brought, they had Brandy step in, and
So sick. It's so
I know,
funny,
and
dude.
just
I love that shit.
dominated.
I
So it
love
was
that. Love that stuff. It's like when the NHL goalie gets hurt and they bring out the Zamboni driver, right? And then win the game. It's like Troy was telling me this guy like smoking darts in the parking lot before games and stuff. And it's like the most beer league goalie you can get, and ends up winning. But that just shows you like the team coming in pretty tight and protecting their goalie. And Carshield did a lot of blocky shots, which was really impressive. So to give the goalie a chance was pretty cool and pretty special for those group of guys to
Yeah.
win that one with their goalie in net. So
Cool. So now, tell us a little bit about how you how you view each game or each tournament. Because like you said, we have the tours, you have State Wars, you have Narch. Which tournament do you prefer to play in? Which one's your favorite? I guess you could say.
yeah, so it's just gonna go down to I'll go from the top to the bottom. So
Perfect.
the top would be State Wars just because it's invite only. Um, what I don't like about it is that there's 12 teams, which is cool, but they're really not a solid 12 teams, right? There's mercy still,
Yeah.
and it's going to happen. So if it was 8 teams, that'd be amazing because then every game's going to be really, really good, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, but I get it, right? You got to get new people, you got to get new teams in there, and they do like a lottery. The last 2 place teams that get the last seeds in the tournament, they get kicked out, and then two new teams come in.
Okay.
And usually what happens, the teams that lose, they just team up with a new group or a new team name. And so, but what State Wars does with that, unbelievable. I love the invite only. It just makes it special, right? It makes it like, all right, cool. These are the top 12 teams. You got some teams from like overseas, like Europe. They really haven't dived deep down, and it probably with money issues as well. But it would be really cool if like the top team from Europe who wins like the European Cup, or who wins like not even that, because there's some American players like Mike Mooney. They won it, and he's on our team, right? So if he's not on the team, they're going to be a little handicapped. But like maybe like the top French team or the top Spanish team comes down, and like, or you make a Euro team, like, which is like all the top players from Europe. But again, it comes with money, of course. Would be cool to go play a little bit more about that. So, but I'll jump into my next two ones after that. So it'll be State Wars, just because the competition, the way it's set up, every game's important, and then next would be Narch. Narch is cool because it's in our backyard. It's in Irvine. Family can come see, and you want to win it in your backyard. And Narch does a great event all the time. It's this Southern California vibe where it's outdoor. Darren did a really good job this year by getting all these teams from like overseas and made this place felt alive. Anytime you're at the rink, you just got that place buzzing. So that was pretty cool. And again, it's California too, right? You're gonna love being home. You can go to the beach. We have a beach hockey game every Saturday. Oh, cool. So we were able to go do that before our games and stuff, and just do our regular routine and stuff. I just think they just got to pick better spots, like Indiana this year. Like he was trying to go to Fort Wayne. You know what I mean? Like I understand like it benefits the tournament for bringing like revenue for the city, but I mean we're getting older, and I've been to Indiana probably like 6 times already. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like it's time to move on and like go to different places if possible. The third one, I'm gonna have to bump tours and go with this new one in Europe. There's a new Europe tournament going on. We just went out to Switzerland right before tours. Yeah, and it was our first year, and actually, how they did it the first year was not bad. I mean, they had like a live streaming. They had like an arena that fit probably maybe 7,000 to 10,000 people. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. And the hotel dorms, it was kind of like dorms in a way, that were connected to the rink. And then like maybe like out front was like the lake view. So after the game, you can go jump in the lake, or you can hop on a bike, and you're in a downtown area right there, and everybody's riding bikes in the city. Very cool, very very nice location. It was almost like a vacation trip. We did end up winning it. There's only like 2 good teams in the division, which was like semifinal, and actually no, it was a Spanish team in round robin. They came back with us like 5-4, and then the Czech team. There was like a Czech team that was out there. But what they were saying in the plan is they're looking to move out to new places every year. So next year they're going to Prague. Oh, cool. And so he says next year he can get 4 really good Czech teams. So right there is 4 good pro teams right there. And it's new competition, it's new players, new styles, and that's fun. When we play against the Black Eyes, we play against the Car Shield, we play against the Tour Roadrunners. We know how the games are, right? We know exactly how each team, they know how we play, we know how they play. So to be able to go and play against other teams that don't really know our style and we don't know theirs, it's pretty cool to kind of figure out on the rink as we go, So that's gonna be my new favorite tournament, just because I'm getting older now, and I'm trying to go to new places to go travel and take the family now, because that's what I told the wife. Anytime we go to a hockey trip, they're going to come with me. And so and they have every pro event that's gone on. They came with me. So awesome. It's really special to have them there, especially at older age. And my son's he's still too small, but for us to get pictures and stuff, and just to him to be part of the environment and the community. It's really special to see, and just seeing how everybody's like loves the kid. Everybody wants to hold him. Everybody just wants to meet him and stuff. So it's pretty cool to experience that with the family now. But yeah, I would go with State Wars, Narch, and I think it's called, I forget the tournament's names, like double IHF. I think it's double IHF.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
or SIIHF or something like that. I
yeah,
remember checking it out just before because I was paying attention to what else was going on at that time. Maybe like no, not the Africa Cup. But there was another something else was going on for whatever reason, and I just happened to catch a couple of glimpses of it. And I was
I
kind of
think the
surprised to see that. I was just like, oh wow, Etan's playing. That's pretty cool, you know?
yeah, no, it was pretty cool because like how they set it up for us, they actually set up the tournament dates just for our team, just so we can make it. They, of course, you know, having Pama name at your tournament, it's gonna help it out, right? Everybody's gonna be like, we got to go to that tournament next, and it actually did. It made the buzz. I had people from the pro circuit hitting us up and like, man, next time you guys go, please bring me on board. And I'm telling them like, hey, you guys should like really plan on making this one of your guys' tournaments that you guys bring your whole team to, because it's a good way to get out of the country. It's a nice vacation, and then we're getting treated really well there. I mean, all these European teams over there love the Americans. They love the roller hockey game, how we play it out here. And they're big fans of each player on each pro team. So the kids, the fans, everybody, man, just showing us love. And it almost gives us that vibe of like being on Team USA. You have like one game a day, and that's it. And then the rest of the day is yours. So, you have that big game, and you get ready for it. And then the rest of the day is yours. And then you just get ready for the next day. So the tournament is a little bit longer, but it's so worth it. Like, you're really enjoying your time. You're letting your body rest. 'Cause I always think like, and maybe because I'm just getting old now, but like on Sundays, man, like playing 3 tough games is crazy, like crazy, crazy. Like when I finished Narch, my body was beat up. So the next weekend we had State Wars. I didn't touch the puck once all week. I was letting my body recover, a bunch of ice baths, like just relaxing. And then I came to State Wars ready to go. But man, it's getting tougher like with age and stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, we love the challenge. So, I'm addicted to the sport. And as long as I can keep doing this, I'm going to keep on going until I can hang with these kids. So it's just a fun thing to do on every summer and set some goals for the year, because it's pretty cool how the schedules work. Like when the nationals come, you're like, okay, the year's almost over. It's like halfway there. The summer's here. So it kind of gives you like a time frame of the year as it goes, right? Winter nationals, nationals. So, and that's healthy, right? It's good to have goals and good and, train for something throughout the whole year for something big. So, and then it helps that our sponsor loves the sport almost more than us. Yeah. And, all he likes to do is watch us play and of course win of course for him. But that's what makes us keep on going. That's what makes me keep going is, Mike Nijar, Patty, Sabraj, Mike, Sinji, all those, they love the sport and they give out so much love and support for the community for roller hockey. So as long as they keep on supporting and want us to play for them, I'll be here until, I can't skate anymore. But it makes it easier now that they have like the 35 and over and the 40 plus and the 50. So,
so
I'll still
now, go ahead. No, I interrupted you. I didn't mean to.
No, I said it would still be good to be able to go out there and play, and support the Pama squad as long as I can.
Yeah. So now, with that being said, are you looking forward to doing some Masters and Veterans and Legends?
Oh yeah,
the Worlds here pretty soon.
Yeah. So it's almost funny though, because it's kind of like it gives me the vibes of like Team USA for like the pros, right? Like it's like whoever's the coach of the squad is going to bring his team in, right? Right. Like if Jay Merrill is like the coach for Team USA, which I don't think he's ever been, which he should be. But if he was a coach, he'd probably bring a handful of his black ice guys, and then a few, snipers guys, Car Shield and Pama guys. When Rob was our coach back in the day, when I was 18, who do you think he brought? He brought myself, Jerry, and my brother, and then he had the Mudcats. So it's kind of funny how that works, right? Like whoever's the coach is kind of brings in his crew in a way and his favorites. Right now, I think Car Shield took over the program for Masters. So now they're bringing all their Midwest guys, right? And that's that's like the drama between like the guys that didn't get picked up from California. Like, well, they got their guys, their friends, and all that. So I'm excited to see, like, 'cause as the time shift, maybe I can get some of my boys to go out there. Maybe there could be 2 USA teams. You know what I mean? Because it's not.
That would be really cool. Actually,
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, it's like one of the things that when you were just talking about that the Switzerland tournament that would actually be really cool is now with it going to Prague, you bring the top 4 Prague teams, but then what about the top 4 teams from Spain, the top 4 teams from Italy, the top 4 teams from USA, and just do a good old fashioned World Cup style.
Ooh, and I think that's like there's room for that. Like there's like. I mean, at this point, they can do whatever. They can go any route they want to go right now, right? And that's such a good idea. And that was the thing about the only problem that he was telling me, Joseph, that he was saying he needs to figure out a time where it's going to be the best for him to throw his tournament. Is it the same time as tours? Is it in between tours and Narch? That sounds crazy, right? Because like imagine going from tours to Europe, to California, to wherever State Wars is at, Missouri, right? That just sounds like a lot of traveling for these pro teams that, our team is, very fortunate of getting our stuff paid for. These other teams have to pay for themselves, right?
Right.
So now we got to pick and choose, right? And it sucks to throw, a tournament like tours, like, we're not going to do tours this year. We're going to go to Europe and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's going to have to be like that unless he figures out a time that works for everybody, which is going to be kind of tough because I feel like all these tournaments have already figured that out. And that's the reason why these tournaments in summers are when they are, because those are the best times to do it, right? And so when we talked to him, we thought about doing it in August. And he's like, that might be a good idea, but then you got the European team starting their season. You got the ice hockey guys starting their season. So you're not going to get the best caliber of players. So just trying to figure out that is pretty tough alone. But if you can hype this up, I don't know, more money, I guess. I mean, that always helps, right? If the tournament was for another 30 or 40 or 50,000, and that's going to help out these teams. Like, all right, cool. If we win this tournament, this is going to pay for a whole summer for, California, Narch, and State Wars. So there might be like something like that could help it out if there was a bigger prize purse. But yeah, it's just kind of tough on they're gonna have to cut out one of the tournaments, and I think the only chance they have is probably tours because Narch is a staple, State Wars is a staple, and then just the way tours has been going like these last couple of years with the facility problems, like the wet rink and all that, people are kind of getting like, a little frustrated. Like we're spending all this money to go down there, and our games are at 2:00 in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
So
which is not fun, especially when you're used to being asleep at that time.
Mm-hmm. Seriously. So, but I mean, everything happens. I mean, I heard that they're going to try to do tours. Going to try to go to like Fort Lauderdale and try to do it where Narch used to do it. So, I mean, that would be huge. It's a stadium. It's an actual arena. So hopefully they could figure that out. But right now that European tournament is pretty cool, man. Just because who doesn't want to go to Europe and go play hockey and then go on vacation on these cool little cities that they host them at. So just like that place we went to it was unbelievable. It was in between Switzerland and Germany. And then across the pond was Austria. So you can see 3 countries like from bird's eye view, like just looking across the lake, like you can see, 3 different countries. So it was pretty cool. It's like from us.
Yeah, which is really cool because not many people in the United States get an opportunity to, or realize how close these countries are. It's no different than traveling from the middle of the country and then just going either east or west or north or south, where you're going to hit several different states. It's exactly the same thing over there.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. And then there's a few of the guys, a couple guys on our team. They went to different countries right after. They extended their holiday, and some guys went to Greece, some guys went to Israel, some guys went to Latvia. I mean, and then it just you're already there, and most of the time you could just take a train to a destination, or you can take a small little flight that can cost like less than $100 to get there.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the beauty about European living is that it is not as expensive as most people think it is. It's not like it is here in the States. So
yeah, those are my top. But yeah, I mean, just turning the circuit's been my whole life, and it's this is what we trained for, and disappointment of like wish we had a pro league, like an actual pro league that we were able to play all year round for like the true roller guys. And yeah, I feel like if there was something that was like organized really well, I feel like we would be able to get some of those ice guys that are on the bubble who are like, do I want to continue doing this grind, or do I just want to live in California and go play roller hockey and get paid X amount of dollars, for the season? You know what I mean? So it would be pretty cool. I mean, that's always been the talks our whole career of playing. Like, what got me going through this, like, or got me going through this roller hockey was pro beach hockey growing up, RHI, right? So when I was younger, I got to see some of those games live, and I got hooked. And I was like, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up. I want to be a pro roller hockey player. And what happened was everything folded, and then now we just turned into tournament based, which is kind of like, we made it work. But there was a time in like my career where I was like, I jumped into ice because I was so mad at roller that like I felt like it was just a dead end sport. And I was just like, man, this is just brutal. Like, I put all this time and effort, and now I got to jump into ice where I don't know how to skate that good, but I have the skill from roller to go over there, and was able to go and play a little bit of ice. But my heart was always at roller hockey. So like, it was always like a tug in between when I was playing ice and I was choosing the next season. I was like, do I just want to go to Europe and go play roller hockey, or do I want to keep on grinding for the ice? And yeah, that was my struggle the whole time growing up, was just, when I hit that 17-year-old, 18-year-olds was like fighting the ice and roller love. You know what I mean? Like, ice, I can really make it. I can make, a career out of it. I can go to Europe and go, And so making the decision if I wanted to go try to make it career in ice hockey, or if I wanted to go grow the game in roller hockey, make an impact, and this wishful thinking of, if I'm still in the sport, we can really make this thing grow. I'll tell you something. I don't think I've ever shared it, but one time I was in France playing for Mattel, and this is when the European Championships were open to carrying like 2 or 3 Americans. So you didn't have to play the whole season like you have to now to go play in the European Championships. So that was a pretty cool tournament as well. So CJ Yoder was there, and he used to play for Asiago, and we were at the same tournament, and I was chatting with him, and I was just like, hey, like, I have a question for you. Like, do you think I should try to continue my career with ice, or should I just stick with roller? And he's like, no, we need you in roller. We need you to help play the sport. And I was always in between, like, on that decision, because like, he's such obviously the GOAT, right? He's like the GOAT. Like, he's won every single thing numerous of times. He was a leader in our sport, and now he's still coaching. And so I've always looked up to him to be like, whatever he says, I want to do. So that was kind of like always like the holdback for myself, was like, I always had that CG Yoder comment in the back of my mind, like, I can't just ditch roller and then, and just go to ice. But then again, I was like, well, if I make enough money in ice, I could bring the money back to roller and start something, So it was always in between there. But at the time, like, young kid, wasn't in the right mind space, and drinking was a thing for me as well. Just being in Europe all the time too. So.
Do you think the tournament series is getting played out, or would you rather see like an arena style for like your state war pro or your Nards pro finals with that?
Yeah, so here's something I always think about. Like, it'd be cool to have like an annual, like every 3 years or 2 years, because I'm getting older now. But every few years, tournaments all come together and they have like the biggest prize purse of all time, 100K, like one tournament. And it's like in a 5 day. Yeah, it would be cool. Maybe you play a little bit more games, um, and maybe the championship games best of three or something. You know what I mean? You have all the top teams playing, and the tournament's like the biggest prize purse you ever seen. But again, these tournaments are all going to come together. I always have wishful thinking because all of them use RHA, but yeah, I don't know. If they all came together somehow, that would just be one epic. But think about the kids. Like, you have one location that's neutral for everybody from California, New York, from Europe, and you have this like huge event. I think that would be pretty cool. And you just show like these partners can work together and you make this like great event for the community. But again, it's all about they have their own businesses and all that. So I never see that happening, but wishful thinking, and that would be pretty cool to see. And I think everybody would like to see that as well. It's like,
Well, if I haven't checked my lottery ticket, and if I'll have to see if I won, and if I did, then maybe I have to try to put something together like that because like you, I would love to see how that all unfolds and everything. But we have less than a minute. I'm gonna have to send this out. As much as I loved chit chatting with you, you got to go catch a flight so you can make it back here to Fort Wayne. Um, but man, Itan, it was a pleasure to chat with you again.
for sure, man. And if you want to continue this later on and stuff, definitely can. So it was a pleasure
Sure.
seeing you again, and good luck with everything. And congratulations on the podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bud. And yeah, we'll definitely have you back on, and we'll talk more roller and more tournament series throughout the world because that's the GCH motto as well, is actually growing the game. So we appreciate you taking the time, bud.
All right, man. Take care, brother.
Cheers, Z10.
Congratulations on the new kid coming.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right.